in the arena, and then I'll talk about some constructors say this probably might be good because I did, but mainly focus on arena, right? So the first card we have here is the new druid card that evolves if you get armor. So one of the new teams is that each class can have a card that becomes better in your hand if you do stuff. So this is a pretty straight up removal card. It's a very kind of simple how to do it, and it's called the Lesser Spellstone for Yale. So look at here. So Lesser Esper Spellstone, it's a 2 damage card for 1 mana. So I think it's a pretty good card in arena just from that alone. It's a shock, it's a Synergosa, but RG, right? So it's pretty valuable. And when you play it, it becomes stronger. So if you use the card, it turns into this 6 mana eventually, and a 4 mana in the middle, and so on, right? So it grows when you gain armor. And the problem with that card is it's not easy to get armor in the arena. So I think it's a fair card anyway, as I mentioned, because it's a 2 damage for 1 mana. This effect here, 4 damage for 1 mana, is really strong. And the next effect then, of course, the 6 damage is really strong for 1 mana, obviously. But gaining armor isn't that easy in arena, because you don't want to use your hero power, which is the main reason you get armor, right? You don't want to use your hero power. You want to play a minion on turn 2, you want to play a minion on turn 3. So it's kind of like that. So yes, if they drop like a 2-1, you can hit it. Maybe have it in your hands. I think it's a decent card. And if you get lucky and use a Gnash or whatever, it becomes the best from later on, right? In Constructed, you definitely can make a deck around it, and it's much easier to get the extra effect, right? But it's a removal card, so you probably will pick it in arena regardless. And a pretty good card. And then we have Dry Gulch Jailor. I look at this card and I compare it to the 5-drop, and so the 5 spell, like it's 5 1/1s. And this is a paying, you pay 2 mana, you get a 1/1, and then you get 3 new 1/1s for 1 mana each. So here you pay 5 mana, same cost, and get 4 1/1s. So it's just straightly worse than that, right? Yes, you can play it earlier and so, but it's a pretty low value card, really think about it. But I think it's okay, because you can play turn 2, then you die with it, and then turn 3, then the next turn, right, you can just drop those 3 1/1s. That is a lot of value, so it's probably okay. It's probably better than like a 3/2 Raptor and so on, but it's not a very like a fantastic card. I'd rather pick like an Argent Squire or something. But yeah, it's like a fantastic card. It's kind of mediocre parallel card for 2 mana. You might see some kind of see if we have recruit synergies are coming in this expansion, but for now we only have this taken on, and that's like a good card. But so anyway, next card, Wandering Monster. It's I think it's a pretty bad card in arena. I think it's a pretty bad card actually in general. The problem with this card is that the secret and handler card, I like Hunter Secrets, but this card is triggered by you being attacked, right? And that's a really big weakness. Frozen Trap is a way good card because it triggers both of you being attacked and most being attacked. I mean, basically triggered by someone attacking you, right? A monster, not a hero. But this card has to be you being attacked, which in arena is very hard because they're gonna train, they're gonna keep killing your minions absolutely way before they go for your face. So you play this turn 2 maybe, and thinking, well, I'm playing a 2-drop here, or a 2 costing, yeah, 3-drop, that's better, but it's like, when are they actually gonna, trigger it? Maybe like turn 4, maybe turn 5. So I think it's a pretty bad card actually. It probably won't be very good. If it was triggered like a Frozen Trap, that if they attack your minion or you, this new monster will be summoned and get in the face of it, like blocking your whatever monster attack, it would be way better. Also, maybe more interesting, honestly. I think it would be more interesting card, yeah, if you attack your minion, another minion would jump out in the way. I think it would be more interesting, but it's a little disappointing card. Anyway, next card, Unidentified Elixir. So this is, you boost a minion, right? 2+2, pretty good in the arena. It's pretty standard. It's like a 1 more most costing mana. And you get this card, this like a potion kind of thing, which is, yeah, it's a new thing they have done. Let's see, here we go. So with these potions, I'm sure they're gonna be more of this card for priests, right? They're all priest based, so I'm sure priests are gonna get more of this, gain a boost effect in your hand, and they're all actually pretty good. It's like yet another +2/2 for 3 mana, plus an effect like give it Lifesteal, give it Divine Shield, and so on. So I think it's actually be a pretty good, yeah, it should be a great card in arena actually. Not the best card, but pretty strong and it's uncommon, and definitely see the card a lot for priest. And again, then there's a kill your minion. Yeah, because like +2/2 a minion, it's like Mark of the Wild, or you get another Mark of the Wild, so you can play it twice, and that's really strong, And any card in the arena gives you another card for decent value this thing does. And the next buff is actually better, because it gives you a buff plus something. It is random though, but yeah, like something else, like Lifesteal. it's a little bit better. Or yeah, actually like the Dawashi is really good. So I think it's gonna be a great card, and it's gonna be a lot of those cards probably. Not a lot, but like, yeah, I mean for sure it's gonna be more of these cards coming now in the weeks here. Which gives you another boost effects cards. Maybe some legendary priests and so on. Maybe the 2-3. Anyway, next card, Kobold Illusionist. This is a really weird card. This is likely very bad in Arena. So it's a 3/3/4, and you summon a random minion from your hand, which means a death rattle minion would be great, right? Or something else with a good effect. Battle Cry would be horrible, where this rogue has a lot, and common cards also be horrible, interestingly enough. So definitely a deck you have to build around it for a rogue player. You have to have a deck here. Death rattle is the primarily easy thing to do, but something else. So that's really good. It's like the corpse plant, a 5/3. It's a 1/1 and it dies and it becomes bigger, so it'll be easy to do as well. But generally, then for Arena, this card is probably really, really horrible. Yeah, it's like in Arena, it's gonna be a 1/1. So you're paying 4 mana for 4 stats. Yeah, it's bad. It's just bad. Oh yeah, the Cavernous Cube. This card is really, really great. I love this. I love this card here. It's incredibly strong actually. This is an insane card. So anyway, what it does here, you kill your own minion, which is interesting because I mean you have death minions, so you kill them right, you summon, get the effects of them. Generally, it's more minions well you want to kill. Generally, the Egg Eater get decks and so on, and when this thing dies, you get 2 copies of the minion you destroyed. So if you destroy a sticky minion, let's say it's a Harvest Golem, you get the 2/1, right? And then when this guy dies, you get 2 other Harvest Golems. So that's really, really annoying. So this card looks really strong. I think it's going to see a lot of play. In Arena it's going to be great. I mean, even if you just kill something that's like a... there's a 3/3. So it's a basic 3/3, like MCT that you already played and it's out of, you know, it's just 3/3. Then when this guy dies, you get 2 3/3s, right? So you get more value out of it. So yeah, when you destroy it. And the stats are pretty good, like a 4/6 for 5. Not the best stats, but it's pretty good stats. I would say though, you probably prefer that 6/4, so actually could kill it easier to set. But still, I think it's gonna be a great card. And in Constructed, I can see a lot of comments with it. It's a very interesting card. I like the design of it. Very, very interesting. Obviously, it's silence or yeah, sap or something like that. That would be horrible. But generally, it looks like a really good card. It kind of multiplies your minions. And in the Arena, then if you get at some kind of death minion with this defect, yeah, it's really, really annoying. So it looks like a great card. It looks like a very, very good card. Cavernous Cube. So next card then, Guild Recruiter. So this you have the one new mechanics here for Kobolds and Catacombs. Recruit, which is exactly like your Char. So you're gonna summon something out of your deck. And I think it's gonna be a lot of more of these cards coming down. So this card has added Recruit, but it's decided to be 4 or less, right? So then we have the Warrior card, which is just 6, that is just Char. I think this card actually is probably pretty decent in Arena. To be honest, it's probably not the worst card, not the best card either, but like it's probably pretty mediocre because you're paying 5 mana to get probably a 2-drop though. That's the thing. In Constructed, you can have very, 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 very much better suited decks. You all have to get your specific cards, so you have a very few 2 and 3 and so on. So you know what you're gonna get probably, which makes it quite interesting for Constructed. But in Arena, you probably get a 2-drop, maybe a 3-drop, potentially a 2-drop. But that's like 5 mana for a 2/4 plus you get like a 3/3 or a 2/3 Wrath or something, average at 3 there. I mean, you might get the Yeti or something, so yeah, you have a lot for it. I think it's pretty good actually. Not the best card. I compare it to like the Skeleton, what's her name, but there's 2/4 for first 1 less, I'll get 2 1/1s. This is way better, right? It's way better. You get something that probably at least is better than the 1/1s, like a 3/2 or something. So I think it's a pretty good card. But of course, it depends on your deck and so on. You might get some really crappy 2-drops. But I think it's gonna be mediocre and maybe actually pretty good, depending on your deck. So here we have for the Warrior. It's just the same thing again, but this is just summons anything. So this is horrible. This is horrible. This is the typical Warrior cards that you see coming for Arena, right? And they're so bad. Like a lot of Warrior cards, they're completely unplayable in Arena because you need to have the really, really heavy decks to play them. And this is yet another one. But the reason is because as a Warrior, you have the worst hero ability in the game, which is also going to be there, which makes it so bad in Arena, right? And this means you really need to have the cheaper drops as a Warrior. Because as a Paladin, you can summon your Dorks, which is not the best thing to do, but it's way better than getting armor. So the warrior is the class in the game that the most needs to be able to play on turn 2 and turn 3 and so on. And you don't want to lose tempo with the warrior. And then you have this card coming here, it's like, yeah, summon a random card from your minion. It's like, I mean, you're gonna have a lot of cheap stuff in your deck. And also probably some big stuff, that's probably big top minions as well. But generally, it's just way too random. In Constructed, you're gonna play some kind of super heavy spell deck with legendaries and summon it. It might be a deck that sounds pretty boring to be honest, but it might set some new kind of play there, recruit, warrior. Might be a thing, maybe. But in Arena, it's obviously a horrible card. So anyway, here we have this card, Crushing Walls, like a kind of bad removal card. I think it's to play in Arena now, because it kills 2 minions. That's on times 2. In Arena, this card actually is probably pretty good. Because you're killing 2 minions for 1 card, which is just like plus effect. It's very, very expensive though. But what happens is you kill them on the side, so it's interesting as well, because you don't have to play Hunter now, you have to think about that. Do you want to have your best minion in the middle? So you won't die. So that's interesting. I like the effect of it, but it's very, very expensive. I probably would rather see it cost less than do damage instead of just killing them, so you actually might see more play of it. But still, I think it's a good card actually for Arena. Not the best card, but it's pretty good. I mean, most of the time, they only have like 2-3 minions out anyway, so you probably will kill the board with the thing in many scenarios. So, it should be pretty good actually. But for Constructed, it's probably really bad. Like, they have so much minions. So many decks can just fill the board right. So yeah, I think it's horrible. Anyway, so here we have the Shaman thing then, which is lesser. So it copies 1 minion, and you have to overload, which is probably pretty okay in Arena, like overload for 3. So what it is basically is the mirror the mage has, right? So you copy something, molten reflection, molten reflection is called. So you copy something. This costs 3 more mana though. So it's like so in this shape here, right? It's a horrible molten reflection. So you will never play it. But if you get an overload then, which you might get, then you get 2 minions. That I think it's 3. Yeah, 2 minions, and then it's 3 minions. Yeah, then it's 3 minions. So at this stage, where you get 2 minions for the most double point for 7 mana, it's okay. And in the next stage, right, you get then it's really good. But in this stage here, it's like 1 mana cheaper than and it's 1 card. So at this stage, it's a pretty good card in Arena. At this stage, it's horrible. So I think it's probably a decent card in Arena if you have it in the beginning of the game on your hand, though, because you don't have that much overload, but you probably can have like 5 or 6 overload cards in Arena. It's not that hard to get, and then it's great. The second shape is great. So I think it's a mediocre card. Probably it's gonna be hard to get it off. But be interesting Constructed though. Constructed, it might be very interesting. Have a lot of cards, might be really awesome there. But in Arena, yeah, I feel you're probably gonna have it mainly in the first shape, right? And you're not really gonna get to this form here when you get 2 or more minions. So it's probably not worth to play it. But it depends, right? If you have a lot of overload in your deck, if you draft it late, you know what you're gonna have. So anyway, so then we have the legendary. This is a really weird legendary card. Rin, the first disciple. So when she dies, and this is super slow too. It's a 3/6 with taunt, so she's a taunt though, but she has high health, right? And when she dies, you get this like the first shield card. I have an image here, and so whatever you can read, they're just super boring. You get the first shield, they all cost 5 mana, and you summon it. You get like a 2/2, and then you get another card, and you can summon the next thing. It's a 3/3, 4/4, 5/5, 6/6, all super boring. And then you can play this guy up here, where it's like Battle Cry, destroy your opponent's deck. So you remove the whole deck. It's like Jason in Magic. Yeah, so this is the worst card in the game, probably. This card is so slow. So yeah, first you have 6 mana to play Rin, and then you have to play. You can afford this card every turn, so you have to play 5 more turns, right? To summon the 5 drops. Maybe you can summon 2 of them, depending on how you play, or maybe 2 per turn though. And so that best case scenario, you can play it 2 mana, in 3 turns you can play out all the seals, and then a 4th turn you can play the 10/10 for 10. But it like takes more time to play her like early. She has a dice well and so on. So it's just like, wow, it is so bad. It is ridiculous. She can be silenced too. She's horrible. I can't see the other previous card. It's just the slowest thing ever. I mean, they can kill you like 10 times over. In Arena, it's incredible unplayable because you have to summon this like really weak 2/2/3, so they're very, very, you know, useless to get to summon, so they won't save you. And in the end, you actually use the study deck. It doesn't even say you win the game. Honestly, it should be pretty much like you win the game. Yeah, like that's weird too. It says it destroys the opponent's deck, which means you mill them completely, but then they can still, you know, live for a while. So they will draw no cards, they get health loose. So you have to survive them having no cards for another like 3-4 turns. So I don't get any cards, honestly. This really should say like win the game. Yeah, just like win the game when you play the Tenta. It should just be like final seed 10 mana, you win the game or something. Like this is just yeah, it's horrible. Horrible, I think it's horrible. Anyway, so every class we can get is artifacts too, weapon artifacts, which are I don't know. This is the priest one. You get a 5/5. In Arena, it's kind of hard to do. You don't have that many spells, but it only costs 3 mana to play. It's an interesting card, yeah, because it might be good in Arena. It might depend on your deck, because you can play it so early, right? And the coin counts, so you can probably, you might be able to do it. But the thing is that you might be able to do it like once, right? I don't think you can do it more than once per game. Maybe best case scenario twice, but probably only once as a priest in Arena, which means a 5/5 for 3, which is really good. But you probably won't get turn 3, so it's probably a really bad card in Arena. I have a hard time seeing it being played. But in the perfect deck, you can probably get it like twice. That is good. But in Constructed, it can definitely be very interesting with all these different potions and stuff like that. Yeah, very cheap cards. Then it can be really good. Just 2 power shield and a coin or whatever, easy to play around it. So I think it can be good card in Constructed, but in Arena it's just horrible to play it. It's just too hard. So anyway, there are this card next to the mage set. This is pretty good. Very expensive. You get 3 card extra per turn. It's an incredible card value, right? But it costs you a whole turn 6 though, so you need to be in the lead. So I don't know, it's probably not that good in the Arena either because it's so expensive. If it costs the same mana, you play 6 mana means you have to be in the lead already, then you play this thing, and then you ask me, is it better than an Order Legendary? And it's probably not. There's a lot of Order Legendaries that have really good effects, right? When you play these things like, nah, you just got a lot of cards. So it's pretty mediocre. And also it's the end of turn, so the turn you play it, you don't get the 3 cards. If like when you play this card, get 3 cards, and after this end of turn something, it'll be better to do it. Actually looks pretty bad. Even Constructed is pretty bad also. It means yourself incredibly much too. Maybe I hard time seeing it play, especially in Arena. Oh yeah, then we have all the treasure chest. So we have Marin the Fox coming later here, and he has treasure chest thing, but there also will be other cards. I believe we will have this weird like. You probably see this card now because you're going to play him. So the first thing he gets from his chest is the yeah, I've seen it in Arena. I actually have faced in Arena for probably like 5 times or so by now. It's a pretty good card in Arena, his chest thing. You get a lot of value from it, but actually the real strength of it is the card it gives you the legendary coming later here. But yeah, this thing actually is really bad in Arena if you get it. If you mean he's random, so if you get this card, I've seen people getting this card in Arena a couple of times now. It's not very good. I mean, you just get a lot of crap in your hand. You get like full your hand with bad stuff, so it's not that good. But the next thing here, this is good in Arena. Obviously, this is good, but it's like maybe it's gonna win you the game. Maybe you draw bad cards. It's still not like the final legendary. It's 8 mana cost, right? Final legendary. But here we go. This thing though is really good in Arena. I've seen it a couple of times. It is incredibly good actually. So he's random, but it's incredibly good. So you get the Sorrow's Crown. You discover a legendary, right? So you can pick 3 legendaries. Last time I faced it, I faced a mage, and she discovered Archmage Antonis. That was fun. Yeah, so you get 2 of them. So she can do like a spell and get 2 fireballs, right? So as always, discovery will show your class more. So if you're paladin, you can see 2 Tyrion food rings, stuff like that. But basically, this card is incredible. I mean, you discover a legendary, and the chance of getting 3 bad legendaries is very low, and then you pick some mediocre or high up legendary and get 2 of those. So this card is incredibly strong. And the next thing is that all your haunted legendaries, which is also good in Arena. Then the golden kobold as a golden monkey. So your whole hand becomes legendary. Yeah, that's a great card. It really is, and it's 6 for 3 with taunt. Definitely a lot of value. Very good in arena. I probably say bad exactly to win the monkey was. I like it because the monkey's problem was the whole deck become legendaries, and that actually was kind of annoying, wasn't it? Because you critical now because you draw the card legendaries. This is only your hand. This is better pretty much because you can control it. You play your best cards and then you play this thing, and so I like it. Let's see here we go. Here's Mary the Fox then. So he's a 6 for 8, right? It's very expensive, and chest is hard to destroy. So it's a good card, but it's not the best card in the arena. Because I say again here, you have to really get this effect. I think this one is the real kicker. You pay 3 mana and get 2 legendaries on the field. Because even this thing is like you get them in your hand, you have to play them. This is the second best thing, but I think this thing is the best thing. And the other two ones, like this thing might be good. It's random. This is bad. This is bad to get. So you play them, you play your 8 mana, have to get a chest, and then you get that thing like draw like 10 3 drops, something like that. Yeah, like it's horrible. So it has some issues. It has some issues. I think it's the last card here, right? Yes, this is the last card. So yeah, that's my first perspective here of Arena. I hope you liked it. Subscribe and like, and next week we're gonna get a look to the new cards coming. So have a great day.